bet105.eu. Go give those guys a shout out and check out their website. We'll use their odds today, Marcel, and going forward, we're going to use the odds for bet105.eu to talk about the fights. So we're going to preview UFC Edmonton. We just did the UFC 308 recap. If you guys missed it, go and check it out. It was a fun podcast, Marcel. But now, again, after it's done, we go on to the next card, and we have a card up here in Canada, Marcel, my neck of the woods. I'm not going to this card, Knox. He's asking me here. I'm not going to go to it, but I'll be watching the entire card.
You can only have one family member as a media guy, so Damon is there. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, for sure. No, I'd love to go, but it's it's actually on the other side of the country, so it's not like it's if this was in Montreal, I'd probably go, but I can't drive here, so wish I was going. Yeah, Tristan, I think it's good too. I think it's good. Antoine, what's up, man? Glad to have you here. The stream went pretty smooth in the last one, guys. 308 recap, but there was one point where I did drop out for a sec. So if that happens again, I'll jump back on my hotspot. But for now, it looks okay.
If that happens again, he will close a few porn tabs.
Come on, Jesus, come on. All right, let's go through the card here. I'll start with your thoughts overall on this card. Like, I like it. What do you think about it?
What do you like? The card in total?
I think it's good. I think it's
it's okay. I mean, you guys actually deserve a main event with women, but you got another main event this time in Canada. But yeah, I mean, good card, good fight night. We got 2 important fights, I think, on the main and co-main event. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Just really quickly responding to the comment, Pato, just send him a message on Instagram. We already told you.
Yeah, right? Go on Instagram. Yeah, you'll probably go in my spam, but I will check my spam after this and I will reply to you, man.
There you go. Okay, so we have, I think it's 14 fights, right? It's a pretty loaded card. They added a few fights late too to this card, Marcel, which is nice. So yeah, I'm not going to go to it, but I'll be watching the whole card. I believe it starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, so middle of the afternoon. And yeah, it's I think there's a few upsets potentially happening on this card. What are you going to say?
I just read Antoine's. He's like, I've always wondered if David and Anheliger.
He's screwing with you. I'm not related to Damon. Damon's an awesome dude.
He's good.
We are not related. But yeah, he's been covering the sport for a long time. We're not related though. Although I do like him a lot.
I actually went back to the old MMA Outbreaker channel. I was like,
yeah, I thought
David Martin. Yeah,
yeah, I know. I don't think they have significant strike bets. I could be wrong, but I mean, what I'm seeing right now is all the money lines. And again, it could be later in the week. Tristan, check it out yourself. Bet105.eu. I just see money lines, and I think they probably have the total, and then they'll probably have props and stuff. But the significant strikes, I'm not 100% sure on. To be honest with you. All right, let's get into the preview, guys. All right, we'll start with the first fight, work our way up. Now, we're going to use UFC stats, but they do have one fight that's out of place, and that's the Jack Shore Youssf Zalal. That's actually after the Romanov fight, so I'll save that for after that because Marcel has the updated by order. They haven't changed it yet here. So we're going to go with the first fight. Go ahead.
Then again, maybe they changed it again because Aslan Sarkera was the first fight last week when we started, and then they bumped it up to the last prelim. So,
sure. All right, we're going to check on this fight first, or preview it first, I should say. Jamey-Lyn Horth taking out Ivana Petrovic, and I'm pretty sure this will end up being the first fight. I'm pretty sure. All right, so bet105.eu. The odds for this fight, they have. All right, let me get the odds up for it. Do you even have the odds for this one? What the heck? All right, they have odds for the other fights, unless I'm missing it here. I guess they don't have it listed. All right, so that's not good. they're going to have to get it up there. I'm not sure why it's not listed, but I'll just pull it up from another place right now. Odds for this one, -200, Jamey-Lyn Horth, +160, Petrovic. I'm taking Jamey-Lyn Horth, Marcel. I can't pick Petrovic. I don't think she's that good, honestly. I know she beat Liang Na, but I don't rate that win at all, to be honest with you. The Luana Carolina loss was Luana Carolina is decent, but I just don't think she looked very good. I don't think she's great, and I think that Lynn Horth lost her last fight to Veronica Hardy after beating Haley Cowan. But the thing is, I think people know that she's decent, and that's why the odds are what they are here. I don't think it hurts it's in Canada either. I don't think it hurts her. I think this fight probably goes 3 rounds. It'll probably be somewhat competitive, but I think Lynn Horth will win the decision. It probably wins at least 2 rounds, maybe 3. So that's my pick. What do you think? Oh, Marcel dropped off. What the hell, man? I just talked and he dropped off. Marcel, where are you? All right, guys, let me get some comments. Horth bet at 135. Yeah, I think so. I think she'll do well in this fight. I do think she wins. Like, I think she's a likely winner. And like I said, probably by decision as well. Where did this guy go, though, guys? What the hell happened here? Let me double check here. I feel like I'm talking to myself. Can someone in the chat tell me that I'm not by myself here? What happened? Oh, man. All right. I know what happened here. Marcel jumped out and he lost the link. Sorry, guys. One sec. It's not a great start to the podcast here. Jeez. All right. Here we go. All right. What's up, Anakin? Glad to have you guys here. All right. Let me Marcel jump on in a sec. Horth looked terrible, 135. Tuts cut for trains 1 hour from me. What happened?
No, but yeah, I could get
All
back.
Right. You're picking Horth?
Yeah, I'm picking Horth, and I'm not going to
decision. Yeah, same as me.
Don't see this as a fight, I think.
No. All right, next fight here, Chad Anheliger taking on Cody Gibson, bantamweight fight. I think it could be a fun fight. Odds for this one have, and we do have them here at bet 105.eu. Gibson minus 187 and Anheliger plus 160. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good fight, actually. I think it'll be a scrappy little bout, but I got to go with Cody, the Renegade Gibson here, Marcel. You know, I think he's looked pretty damn good the last couple of years, really. Even on the regional scene before he went on the Ultimate Fighter, and I know he lost to Katona and Miles Johns, but those are two not easy fights. And then Brian Kelleher, again, not in the UFC. I don't think he's in the UFC now. I think he got released, right? Did he get released, Brian Kelleher? Oh, Marcel dropped out again. What's going on here, man? Two other older dudes circling the cut bowl. You talking about their? Oh yeah, these are their haircuts. Dude, stop dropping out.
Man, apparently 3 don't like fat people today, so I have no idea.
God. Anyways, Kelleher, is he cut or?
Yeah, I think he was at the cut list. Yeah,
I thought so too. All right. All right. Let's get back to the fight. Yeah, I think Cody wins. I've liked it from for a while now, and he has some significant advantages in this fight. He's just a lot bigger. You know, he's 7 inches of reach, 4 inches of height. He does have more UFC experience overall. He's a little bit younger. Chad's not. They're not like both young guys by any means, but he's a little bit younger. It helps a bit. I think he's pretty damn dangerous. I don't want to completely write off Chad. He's pretty solid, 2-2 in the UFC. He's got some power in his hands. He's got some decent striking. His takedown defense isn't that great though, and I think the ground game is where Cody's going to shine. I think Cody will take him down, and I think he can submit him. So that's what I'm thinking here. I'm with you, Anakin. I think he wins by sub too. I like Cody Gibson in this fight. I think the odds are fine. Minus 187. What do you think?
Okay,
different pick.
Yeah, I'm picking Chad. I think he will tough it out. I think he wins a decision. That's what I think. I think it will be a good fight. Cody might look, like you said, to finish him by submission. I think Chad is super tough. I think he will be able to get out of the situations and get the best of Cody. So yeah, picking Chad by decision. That's my lean.
I mean, Chad's decent. Obviously, he's Canadian. I should mention that too. He's
this is typical again, right? I'm picking the Canadian, and
I know. He's not far from this, but I know you say he's tough, and I guess in the UFC he's shown toughness, but he's been submitted 6 times. Like, to me, and a lot of them were earlier in his career, but I think he gets subbed here, guys, and yeah, true, fair enough, but I think he gets subbed. So I would actually probably just look for the sub prop. I think that's the way to go here. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have another Canadian here, and he's Ukrainian, but he's also Canadian. Serhiy taking on Garrett Armfield at bantamweight, so another bantamweight fight. We have a bunch of bantamweight fights in this card. Actually, there's 4 of them. Odds for this one have Sidey minus 156, Armfield plus 135. Hit the button for me. So I'll take a dog in this one. I'll go with Garrett Armfield. I feel like this fight is competitive. I think Sidey I was there for that fight with Roman Tavares in Toronto. I think he got robbed. I think he should have won that fight. Again, I don't like throwing that word out, but he should have won that fight, and I think everyone was shocked he lost. He's a pretty good fighter, pretty good striker and everything, but Armfield I think is solid. And listen, I know he lost to Brady Hiestan's last fight, and that was a big surprise. But I'm willing to give him a pass with that one, and because I think that the 2 fights before that, man, he looked great against Katona and Kazama, and this is more of a striking-based fight too. I don't think Sidey will really try to take him down too much. I think it's going to be striking-based, and Sidey, don't get me wrong, he's solid, and again, you talk about advantages. He's going to be the bigger, longer guy, but I think Armfield's the better striker, honestly. So, yeah, I'm going to, again, I hate picking against the Canadians, but the last card they didn't do well. Gotta go with Garrett Armfield. I think he probably wins the decision. That's my pick. What do you think?
We have a consensus underdog again, dude.
All right. They haven't been doing that great lately, though, but hopefully this one does better.
I don't give a shit. We have it again. So, yeah, Armfield. I like Armfield a lot, man. I think at the beginning I was kind of on the fence with him, but
Yeah.
I thought he looked really good against Kazama and against Katona, and I also picked him to beat Heaston. But yeah, it was a fun fight, but Heaston got a good finish there. I like Sidey as well. Don't get me wrong, and I agree with you. I think he should have won that second fight with Ramon Tavares.
The rematch.
Yeah. But still, I have more. I think Armfield can get a decision here, man. I think we'll be competitive, but I'm more confident in Armfield than I'm picking Sidey, so I'm going with Armfield here.
Yeah, I think he wins too. Well, I'm going to pick a few other Canadians, just not these two guys. True. Just to answer your question. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got
Alexandr Canadian here.
Yeah, who Alexandr Romanov? You mean? Yeah, we got Alexandr King Kong Romanov, or Burger King Romanov. Hopefully not in this fight. Taking on Rodrigo Yogi Bear Nascimento. Marcel, you got Burger King against Yogi Bear. I know you love that, Marcel. Odds for this one, guys. Bet 105.eu. We have minus 120 on Yogi Bear, plus 105 on Romanov. I guess hit the button for me on this one too. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not going to bet on this fight because I don't want to bet on Romanov anymore. I can't do it. And I didn't pick him against Volkov, by the way. I didn't get screwed there like by a lot of people did. And listen, I'm down on the guy. I mean, he hasn't looked great lately. You never know what shape he shows up in, and you really never know with this guy. But I don't really rate Yogi Bear that high either. And with this fight, like, I kind of feel like the grappling cancels each other out, to be honest with you. Like, I think it'll be more striking based. And actually, Romanov looked pretty good against Blagoy-Ivanov, I thought, in the feet in that fight 2 fights ago. So if he can come in here and show that striking again, I think he wins the fight. Rodrigo is going to try to take him down. I think he'll struggle taking down Romanov personally. Maybe in the third round he can take him down, but I think the first two he'll struggle. It'll be a striking fight. He's coming off a knockout loss. I mean, Lewis knocks at everyone, so it's not like it's horrible, but yeah, I think Marcel, honestly, Romanov can win a decision in this fight. It's just hard for me to trust the guy, but I'll take him. And I'm a little surprised he's the underdog. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm not saying he should be a huge favorite, but I'm taking Romanov. Who'd you pick?
So, yeah, Romanov. Rome means cream, and then I also always call him Creamanov. Yeah, I think he wins. I mean, he will probably be out of shape again, but I think his wrestling will do the work this time, and I think he can finish Rodrigo with the wrestling and can get the choke in early. That's what I think. If not, then Rodrigo definitely can win against him, but I'm taking Creamanov here by submission in the first round.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you think he takes him down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, I guess. I actually think Yogi Bear's a pretty decent wrestler himself, so I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think Romanov wins, and I'm surprised he's the underdog. I mean, I don't know. It's a little strange. You like Romanov too? Yeah, I'm the same as you. It's just hard to trust this guy, but I do favor him, and I'm a little surprised he's the dog. Confident Romanov? Okay, there you go. People are down on him, obviously. I like this, true. I'm confident, no chance I bet either. Yeah, no, fair enough. Again, there's 14 fights in this card. You can pass on some of them, but I will take the dog. Yeah. All right. Blake likes Romanov by ground and pound, Donkey Kong ground and pound Marcel first round. So there you go. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have Jack Shore taking on Youssf Zalal, which I think is actually one of the best fights in the card. Kind of buried on the prelims here. I think this to me should be in the main card, and that fight between Kyle Machado and Brenton Ribeiro should be in this spot. That's my pick.
Yeah.
Odds for this one, we have Youssf Zalal is a huge favorite, minus 260, Jack Shore plus 215. Stylistically, it might play a little bit closer than that, but at the same time, like, I'm definitely taking Youssf Zalal. I've been high on him for a while. I was high on him before he came back to the UFC. I picked him against Billy Q in a fight where he was the dog and then ended up being a favorite. And then we all picked him against Yarno, who was a huge underdog in that fight and didn't really stand a chance. I mean, listen, Youssef's a good fighter, good grappler, good striking. He's good. He's solid. Jack Shore's pretty solid too. Don't get me wrong, but I also feel like Jack was a better bantamweight, and I don't know about him in this featherweight division anymore, Marcel. coming off a loss to Jourdain where he got hurt pretty bad. He got his it was like a knee injury, I think it was, right? Or sorry, it wasn't the injury. It was like his leg got cut open, but his leg was fucked up from those leg kicks. Do I think Zalal does that to him? Probably not, but I think Zalal can get takedowns at key points, and also I think Zalal is the better striker too. So to me, Zalal's the winner here, and I think he wins. It could play out a little bit closer than these odds, just because Jack Shore is a pretty solid fighter in his own right. I'm not going to completely write him off as a bad fighter, but how you pick against Zalal right now? The guy's on a roll. He's looking good. He wins this fight. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Zalal got that great win in his last fight against Billy Q.
No, he beat Jourdain. Oh, yeah.
No, I can't remember that one. I don't have active memories to that. But, yeah, he had 2 great wins since he came back to the UFC. Always like Zalal, but I haven't picked him yet. And since his comeback, my beard is doing really annoying here. But if you look at Shore is like kind of hit or miss in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Sometimes he look really good, but I think when he fought better competition, he kind of not really.
Yeah.
I'm also on Zalal on this one, man. I'm picking Zalal this time at taking him by. I think he can sub him, but he also can ground and pound him. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys are taking sub. I kind of forgot that Ricky Simone fight where he dropped him and subbed him. So I think that's very possible here as well. And yeah, Zalal's stock again is it looked even better now because that fight with Ilya was, he lost, but it wasn't like a blowout by any means. So yeah, and he's looked good since he came back to the UFC. He had a nice run in the regional scene. Also, he was doing some I think kickboxing and Muay Thai events. So he's looked good, man. Zalal June will be a fun fight. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We have bantamweight bout between Charles Jourdain and Victor Henry. Odds for this one, really close odds, but Charles Jourdain is a small favorite, -112, -102. Victor Henry, small underdog. This line could flip, but right now Victor Henry is a slight underdog. Marcel, hit the button for me. I'm taking Victor Henry, guys. I listen. I love Charles. Don't get me wrong. He's great, but first off, he's dropping the bantamweight. We don't even know how this weight cut's going to go for him. Second off, taking on Victor Henry. He's a very good fighter. Victor Henry is one of the more underrated bantamweights, in my opinion. He's been pretty damn good since he came to the UFC. He's coming off his best win yet over Anheliger. Knocked him out brutally. Great win for him. And he's a solid fighter. He's tons of experience. He's been around the world. He's got over 30 fights. He is the older fighter by 8 years. That's the only problem here is that he's 37. So I don't love that, but he still has his speed. He still has his power. And again, Jourdain has been chinny lately. He's been getting dropped. He's been getting knocked out. I just think that this is like a desperation move for him to save his career, and he has to do it. But I can't take it, man. I love the guy, but I think Victor Henry beats him, and I think Victor, either wins the decision or potentially hurts him. I don't know if he knocks him out, but he could hurt him and kind of glide to a decision that way. But I can't pick Charles Jourdain. I can't do it here in his bantamweight debut. I have to go with Victor Henry. And he's a small underdog, and I would slightly favor him to win the fight. So I'm going to take Victor. Marcel, who are you picking?
I'm picking Henry as well. So
hit the button. There we go.
Yeah. So I feel like he's a tough guy, and he knows how to win a fight. If you look at this last fight, he looked good against Yaya. He got the finish there. Jourdain goes to bantamweight. I think we have to see how he does at bantamweight. I think Henry toughs it out, pretty much like I think Armfield will tough it out against Sidey. I think Henry does as well against Jourdain, so I have Henry by decision.
There you go. All right, so we have it's as a dog. Now, to be fair, true, it's like basically a pick 'em, but I think more dogs will hit in this card than the last card. I will say that. All right, let's go to the next fight. Excuse you guys. I've been sick for the last week, so it's just getting finally out of my system. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We have Ariane de Silva taking on Jasmine Jasduvicius. And the odds for this one have Jasmine -233, Ariane +195. No, you're not hitting the button on this one. I'm taking the Canadian. I think Jasmine wins. I like the odds on her too. I'm surprised she's only -233. I love this matchup for Jasmine. I think she takes Ariane down and beats her up. Jasmine's looked amazing in the last couple of fights. She's looked great. She looked incredible against Priscilla. Looked great against Phoenix. And if you go before that, looked good against Maverick, Gabriela Fernandez. These wins have aged well. Gabriela's doing good. Maverick's doing good. She lost Tracy Cortez, close fight. Lost to Natalia Silva, no problem there. Not a big deal. That win over Julia Pilastri looks even good too. Jasmine's a really good fighter. She is 35. She's not young, but she's still like looking good. She's improving. She's a really good wrestler. She has great ground and pound skill. And I didn't even mention the Fatima Klein win in her last fight, where she, I think, was an underdog against the prospect. Ariane's got a puncher's chance here, but I just think that Marcel, she's going to get out wrestled. I think she gets taken down. I think she gets beat up. And actually, Marcel, if you look at it, she's been finished a few times with ground and pound. Like even Antonina beat her with the ground and pound. I think it's possible that Jasmine could get a TKO here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take Jasmine by knockout. I think she ground and pounds her. I'm taking Jasmine by finish. What do you think?
I'm also not going to hit the button here, man. I also picking Jasmine. Ariane is just too inconsistent, in my opinion. You know, she looked to be, she was on a good streak at a certain moment, you know, and then she got that loss against Karine Silva, but she got pretty much held to the ground there, you know. I don't think Jasmine finishes her, to be honest, but I think she definitely wins the decision. So for me, decision, Jasmine, Jasduvicius.
That's fair. Honestly, man, I think she can finish her with the ground and pound, get top controller, back mount, and pound her out. That's what I think happens here. So, what kind of actor is she talking about here, Antoine? Does she do that? I don't know. I mean, she has an OnlyFans, but she doesn't do, you know, the naughty stuff. It's just like training videos and stuff. I like Ariane a lot, man. Like I picked her a lot in her career, Marcel, especially when she's been an underdog. But in this fight, I can't do it. And like you said, very inconsistent as well. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We have the main event prelim, main event of the prelims, I should say. Ayman Zahabi taking on Pedro Munoz. After this would have Munoz is slight favorite, minus 124. Ayman plus 108. I think this fight's close. I'm not super confident here in either guy. I do think it probably goes to 3 rounds. Munoz is like almost impossible to finish, and Zahabi fights to a lot of decisions too. So yeah, he's got a few knockouts, but I just feel like this fight probably goes to 3 rounds. Judges are going to get involved. You never know. I'm leaning Munoz ever so slightly, Marcel, because he's fought better competition and he's a more proven guy. But I think Zahabi's got a chance too. So yeah, I'm not confident in this one. It's a slight lean towards Pedro Munoz to win a decision, but I'm not confident in it. And to be honest with you, like I'm more confident in the fight just going over 2.5 rounds, which I'm assuming will be, you know, a juiced up number. But I think that's what happens here. So Munoz decision. That's my pick. What do you think?
I'm picking Zahabi here, man. I think it will be a super close fight. I think it goes to decision. We're in Canada, so yeah, we're going with Zahabi.
I don't blame you. I mean, he's looked good, and Munoz has looked bad. So, I mean, if you look at it like that, yeah. But I still think Munoz, again, because of the competition, man. Like I'm not going to write him off just yet. Like I'm not saying Zahabi's bad because he's a good fighter, but if you look at who he's fought, it's probably the worst opponent, he's fought in a while. So yeah, I'm going to take Munoz, but it's not super confident. And you think it's going to be a staring contest? Like maybe it could be low volume. We'll see. Munoz similar position now as Sunset. Yeah, true. Munoz basically needs to win this fight to even stay relevant. If he loses, I don't know I guess he would get caught or just retire. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have the opening card on the opening main card, I should say. Mike Malott taking on Trevin Giles, and the odds over at bet105.eu have Mike Malott minus 253, Trevin Giles plus 210. I'm taking Mike Malott, and I think he bounces back from that loss to Neil Magny, which was just horrible. Really bad loss for him. And again, he's not a young guy. He's 33, so he turns 33 next week. It was a tough loss for him. You know, it set him back a year or two, and he can't afford to lose time like that because he's an older guy. But at the same time, he did lose, but he was winning the whole fight up until he lost. So I'm not going to completely forget what he did in the first 2 rounds where he was pretty much dominating Neil Magny. His ground game is super legit. He's got really good submissions, and he's got some power too. Trevin Giles, talk about inconsistent, Marcel. I mean, he's up there for like one of the most inconsistent fighters, I think. There's been times where he's looked good in the UFC and he has some good wins like over Delize, but he's had some really bad losses and tough losses. And also he gets submitted a lot and finished a lot. All of his losses are by stoppage. I think he gets finished here. I think Malott submits him. So I think Mike Malott wins first round submission. That's my pick, and I think he bounces back in Canada. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it will be a more tougher fight. I think I'm still picking Malott. They fought before, right, with grappling. Malott won the grappling match, but this is MMA. I think we'll go to a decision, to be honest, but I think Malott wins. But I think Giles is tough.
Well, I mean, if he goes to decision, like he might lose. To be honest with you, like his gas tank is not amazing, right? So.
I mean, yeah, but he can win the first 2 rounds and lose the last round. So.
True says Giles super slick on the mat. I mean, he's okay on the mat.
He did very well against Pratis, dude, until he got knocked out.
Yeah, I don't know though, guys. Like, I mean, he's been submitted 3 times in the UFC. I don't trust him on the ground, and he's been knocked out 3 times. I get it. Good competitions finished him for the most part, but I think he's a guy that they can finish. And I would imagine the UFC wants him or Mike Malott to win this fight.
Of course, they want that.
They want him to win. If he doesn't win this fight, his stock was just I don't know what to say. Like, it's not good if he loses this fight. And yeah, Giles is one of those guys that kind of finds a way to lose. Oh yeah, I missed this comment. Oldest card in recent memory. I'd have to look, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like older type of fighters in this card for sure. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, and this one could be fun. Marcel middleweight bout here between Marc-Andre Barriault and Dustin Stoltzfus. Odds for this one have Barriault minus 200, Stoltzfus plus 170. Yeah, I'm taking Marc-Andre. I think he wins the fight. Marc-Andre, I think he wins. Stoltzfus, I know he had that really good fight against Puna, and he looked okay against Ferreira before he got finished, but very chinny guy. Guy has been finished a lot in the UFC. Don't trust him. I don't think he's that great. And Barriault, yeah, again, not a great record. He's been hit or miss in his career, but I think he will basically like live up to the here in Canada, and I think he'll avenge the last couple of losses he's had here and get back in the win column and either decision. But I think he could. Finish Stoltz with punches too. I like Barriault in this fight. Like when it got announced, I was like, yeah, he's going to win, and I think he does win this fight. I think he bounces back from the loss to Piper, and if you look at who he's lost to, you talk about good competition, Marcel, lately, like Piper, Curtis, Fluffy, like it's not bad, So I'm taking Barriault. I think either decision or a TKO. What do you think?
Yeah, man. By the way, I wonder why Barriault and Stoltzfus are so often on the main card. Definitely Stoltzfus the last couple of fights,
Yeah.
It's not like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm picking Barriault here as well, man. I mean, one fight, got the power bar.
Stoppage or decision?
Yeah, stoppage. I think early I pick him. I think if it goes to decision, it might favor Stoltzfus. But yeah, under Marc-Andre Barriault by.
That was very good. That was excellent. Why do you guys think the brass likes Dustin? He comes to fight, I guess. He does have that win over Piper, but I mean, let's be honest, it was an injury, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, he's lucky because I think remember that fight with Dwight Grant. If he lost that fight, he would have been cut. So
definitely, yeah.
He saved his job and he's got a couple key wins here. So the Puna Soriano win was very nice. I'll give him that. It was a very nice win. But yeah, I think Barriault wins. All right, let's go to the next fight. Can't believe. Oh, dude, it was shocker. But you know what? If he didn't lose, he would have never moved down to 170, and he looked like a new man at 170, right? Puna Marcel, his last fight. So. All right, go to the next fight here, guys. This fight should not be in the main card. Kyle Bigfoot Machado taking on Brenton Ribeiro, and this is at 205. So Bigfoot's dropping to 205, and the odds for this one have Kyle Machado minus 150, Brenton Ribeiro plus 130. I don't care about this fight at all. I don't think this fight should be in the main card. I don't know why it is. It's very odd to me. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna pick Kyle Machado, but. Like the guys not look great in the UFC 0-2. The fights were competitive though, I'll give him that, but it's nothing special. Ribeiro 0-2. Again, nothing special. This is the battle of the mid. Why is this on the main card? I don't get it. But yeah, Bigfoot, he probably wins by knockout. He probably knocks him out. I think Bigfoot by knockout. That's my pick. What do you think?
Yeah, same. If you look at Machado, he got 2 fights in the UFC, and to be honest, he could have won both fights. The Parkin fight was competitive, and I think he won the Mace fight. So, Brenton Ribeiro hasn't looked good. Got knocked out by Zhang Mingyang, and he lost to Gaziazulov. He kind of came back later in the round, but not great. Yeah, Machado knockout first or second round, and let's hope this doesn't go to a decision.
Jeez, it might. It could. All right, let's go to the next fight here. We got Derek Lewis taking on Jonathan Denise. Denise's favorite, excuse me. Denise, minus 171, Lewis plus 147. Kind of a tricky fight.
Yeah, difficult.
Just because, like, I think Denise is the more tactical striker, and he's the younger guy by quite a bit. 6 years. But way more fresh too. Never been knocked out in MMA.
And got knockout power.
Yeah. But Lewis, again, he has the most knockouts, I think, of all time, right?
Yeah, in UFC, yeah.
And he's fought way better competition. He's probably the better grappler too, which is crazy to say, Marcel, but he probably is. He's trained it longer. It's just, I don't know, man. I mean, I think the durability is a concern too with Lewis. He's been knocked out a lot in his career. I'm picking Denise, but I think Lewis could upset him for sure. Like, Lewis could knock him out. I'll just sort of watch this one. I think it's going to be fun. I don't think it lasts long. I don't think it goes 3 rounds. I'll take Denise. I think he knocks Lewis out. But if Lewis knocked him out, how can I be shocked? Denise by knockout, no bet. What do you think?
Same as you, man. It's going to be a knockout either way, but I'm more confident in picking Denise here. So, Jonathan Denise knockout first round, I would say. And if not, he probably gets knocked out.
That's exactly right. What if he doesn't if this goes to the 3rd round, which remember the last fight with Carl Williams, he was gassed, dude.
Yeah.
So someone's getting finished. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the odds will be crazy for a knockout too, like either guy. All right, next fight here, we have co-main event, Erin Blanchfield, cold-blooded, taking on Rose Yamajunas. Women's flyweight bout, 5 rounds. Keep that in mind, guys. 5-round fight, co-main event. Odds of this one have Erin's minus 132, Rose plus 115. I think it's another competitive fight, to be honest with you. I think this is a very, very close fight. This is going in the distance, and the judges are getting involved, and it could be split. So I don't want anything to do with it. I'm just going to say that right now. I don't want anything to do with this fight. I'm going to pick Erin. The reason I'm picking her is because she's the younger fighter. I think she has still more upside overall, and I think she's the better wrestler. That's why I'm picking her here. But Rose is a legend. Rose is looked good in her last 2 fights, really good. And she looked great against Tracy Cortez. She looked really good, really well-rounded in that fight. I still think she could be taken down, though. We saw against Hebos and obviously against Carla and some other fighters in her career, Zhang. But it's just tough because, again, she's such a great striker and she's so well-rounded and so much experience that, you can never count her out. And then with Erin coming off a loss that Marcel 50-45 loss, right?
Yeah.
To Manon. Surprised me, man, how dominant that fight was for Manon. But at the same time, again, she's 25. Like, she can still improve. And before that, it looked amazing, right? It looked incredible. I'm not ready to write her off just yet. It's just, this is not an easy fight. Like, I almost feel like this is a hard fight too. I don't want to say it's a harder fight because she just got 50-45, but like, Rose is a fucking hard fight for anyone. So I'm going to pick Erin by decision. But again, I don't want anything to do with this one. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult fight to pick. Sorry, guys, I'm wiping my eyes the whole damn time. It's itching me the whole time. I don't know why. Yeah, I think it will be a close fight, man. I think Rose can win the fight if she probably. So stand up is way better, I think, than Erin's stand up. But I think Erin will use the wrestling, and if she can keep Rose down or she can get her down, she will probably win a couple of rounds. So. I feel the same way. I see it probably go to a split decision. I'm picking Erin here as well. But, man, I'd not be surprised if Rose wins. And if Rose wins, she's probably close to a title shot,
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, a couple comments. If Lewis loses, retire. No, he won't retire. Lewis won't retire. Rose might wrestle Erin. It's possible. I mean, she did look good against Cortez with the wrestling. I do think Erin's the better wrestler, though. I have to keep my read there. For betting the card's terrible, Drew says. Yeah, I don't think it's the greatest card. There's a lot of tricky fights. But, again, we took some dogs earlier.
Yeah.
Rose small for the division. That's true. I didn't think about that. It is 5 rounds, 100%, right?
Yeah.
5 rounds? Yeah. All right, guys. We made it to the main event of the evening. We have Brandon Moreno taking on Albazi in the flyweight division. This is also a 5-round fight. And the odds at 105.eu have Brandon Moreno minus 150, plus 130 Albazi. I'll let you take this one away, man. What do you think of the main event?
I think it's a fun matchup, man. We should have seen that already in February, but Amir was injured. Moreno comes back, 2 back-to-back losses against Pantoja and against Royval, like the champion and the number 1 contender. So that's not bad at all, in my opinion. If you look at Amir Albazi, his last win was in June last year against Kai France. Was a close fight. I still think I think Kara won the fight, but at the same time, I think there was a possibility for scoring it for Amir, but I think Kara France should have got it. I'm going with Moreno. I'm going with a decision win for Brandon Moreno. I think he proved that he can go 5 hot rounds, and I don't think he finishes Amir Albazi, but he got the experience. He showed it against high-level opponents. And Amir did very well, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, Cara France was his highest-ranked opponent yet, and he wasn't really convincing. So for me, I'm taking Brandon Moreno here by decision.
That's fair. You know what? Hit the button, though, for me.
Nice.
I'm going to pick Amir Albazi, and I think it will be another competitive fight. Like, and Moreno is very good. I'm not completely writing this guy off because he lost 2 splits to Royval and Pantoja. I've just been high on Albazi for a while, and I am also someone that thought he probably lost the fight with Cara France. I did pick him in that fight, and I thought he lost. But before that, it's been nothing but impressive. And, he's on a nice roll right now. He hasn't fought in a while, though, which I don't love. I mean, the layoff is not great. But I've been high on the guy for a while, man, and he is the underdog in this fight. I feel like this fight's kind of a coin flip, if anything. So, I think Albazi will start off strong, win the first couple of rounds, and then it gets, interesting as it goes on because Moreno obviously has the cardio. The one thing with Moreno, though, for me, Marcel, is like I feel like he's pretty hittable, and I feel like he's been taking a lot of damage the last couple of fights. And I feel like it could come into play in this fight where he could get hurt by Albazi. Maybe I don't know if he gets knocked out, but he could get dropped. Like he's one of these guys that's like almost impossible to like knock out, but he's been dropped quite a few in the last couple of fights. So I think Albazi can hurt him, and it'll be a close fight. But I'm leaning towards Albazi win decision. That's my pick in this one. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a good card. I like this card. We went through it, and a lot of fights that were tough, right, to pick on this card, Marcel.
Yeah, it was. I think a lot of close fights.
Yeah, I think so too. A couple of comments. I'm talking about Aaron. Who does Brandon fight next? Kai for France 3, maybe. I'm not sure. Who would it be? Like the winner of Kopp and Silva, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. Who do you think?
Difficult. Yeah. I have to see how. Honestly. Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah, we have to see how it plays out. But it could be Kai France for sure. I think the style matchup Fraser Albazi's wrestling. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Moreno's a good wrestler too, but yeah. All right. Just really quickly recapping the card. I think we both picked 4 underdogs on this card. There's 14 fights, so that's kind of like the right number probably. Although you never know if you get the right fights. You picked 5. Okay, so we had a couple consensus dogs. We had Garrett Armfield was a consensus underdog. Alexandr Romanov was a consensus underdog, and Victor Henry was a consensus underdog. Marcel also picked Eamon Zahabi, and he picked Chad Ellinger, and I picked Amir Albazi. So 4 for me, 5 for Marcel. And I think there'll be more upsets this week than last week for sure. So interesting card. I think it's a good card. I'm not going to be there, but it'll be in Canada, which is always nice to have a card here. So hopefully it's a fun one.
How far drive is this for you?
Oh, it's like 3 days drive or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to check right now. Toronto to Edmonton drive 34 hours. So you'd have to stop. It's like 2 or 3 days.
Bro,
actually, that's even going through the States. No, it's far. It's far.
If we go,
fucking huge, bro.
If I go from the south where I live to the north of my
you drive
country,
to Abu Dhabi in 34
hours. 4 hours.
No, it's not. If it was in Montreal, it's like a 5 or 6 hour drive. I could do that. Antoine, 34 hours, and that's going through the States, cutting through the States. Like if I go through Ontario, it's even longer. So
can you say Montreal?
Montreal. Yeah. If it was there, I'd go. Anyways, anything else you want to say, or are you good to go?
I'm good to go, dude. I'm good. Whatever you want.
Yeah, no, I think we should get it. My voice is pretty shot now too. So, anyways, we appreciate you guys joining us, and it was a lot of fun to do again. We'll be back next week. We'll recap the card probably next Sunday again, guys. We'll recap UFC Edmonton, preview UFC Vegas 100. Right? I think that's the next card.
Yeah, that's the next card.
Then after that, it's UFC 309, Jones and Diochits after that. So, looking forward to that. And last comment I'll take here from Antoine, our guy. How many days would it take to travel to Canada again? Probably like. It's huge. Probably a couple of weeks. I mean, it's fucking huge, Antoine. Look at the map, and you can see like how big it is. Like the States is big, but Canada's even wider. So imagine it would take to go from like LA to New York to drive. It'd be far, right? Canada's even tougher because you have to go around these like lakes and stuff. I've been to all over. I've been to every province, but there's also the territories. I've never been there. So yeah, a couple of weeks probably, I would say. Anyways, guys, hope you have a great week, and yeah, it's always a lot of fun. So take care, everyone. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.